Hey guys, happy Thursday. Welcome to the next edition of Instagram Live. I'm clearly feeling very well today. This fever is no joke, but I am feeling better on the strep throat front. I've already had 3 doses of antibiotics and it doesn't feel like I'm swallowing glass now. I'm actually feeling better there, but the fever, so annoying. I just keep taking tons and tons of Tylenol. But anyways, on with the show, right? So I have 4 awesome questions. Again, thank you guys for sending them over. I love the little ask me a question thing. I get tons and tons of questions from you guys. I feel like it's such an easy way to keep track of them. So if I didn't answer your question today, just ask it, next week or whatever, and I'll do my best to answer it. So the questions I'm talking about today are tips for your first Remicade infusion, which I thought was pretty relevant because I'm just coming from Entyvio today, so I will talk about that. Food scale recommendations, and then I got some related questions about weighing food, so I'll talk about that. Have I ever considered doing a podcast? And I'll talk about that, and that's actually related to something cool that I'm launching in September, so I'll tell you guys about that. And a question from one of my college friends about mid-afternoon snacking, so I'll talk about that. I feel like I'm very blah. I apologize. I feel like I'm just talking weird right now, but I have like this ridiculous fever. And Murphy's staring at me. Hey, you want to say hi? Little intermission to say hi to Murphy. He's been just staring at me. But hello from Murphy. Okay, let me get on with this. All right. So, tips for your first Remicade infusion. So, for those of you who don't know, I have ulcerative colitis, and back in 2015, 14, I was on Remicade for about a year, and it's a 2-hour infusion. And just going to your first infusion, it's kind of a big deal. A lot of people don't have to deal with an infusion. So my best advice would be to make sure you're super hydrated, because the nurses will need to find your veins, to insert the infusion line and the needles and take blood and all that other stuff. So make sure you're hydrated. Also, dress in layers, because sometimes it's kind of cold in the hospitals and infusion rooms and things like that. So I always wear like a tank top or a t-shirt and then some sort of like sweatshirt or sweater or something like that, just in case it does get chilly in there. The place where I go, they have blankets, so that's nice too. They have warm blankets, so they'll do that in the winter for us. Also, bring any sort of snacks with you. The hospital doesn't have the healthiest snacks, so sometimes I usually go to the salad bar at Whole Foods and grab lunch and everything there. But bring some snacks. I mean, 2 hours is, kind of a long time, so you can have something to munch on. And then bring a book, download a podcast, download a movie. I mean, you'll be there for a little while, so have a few things to do, and you'll be able to move around. I usually get my infusions in my elbow vein here. I got it in my hand today, but even still, you can move around and do things. I mean, you can't go crazy, but you can move around. So you can bring things to do with you. And then food scale recommendations. Sorry, I feel like I'm a little out of it today. Clearly. I have this food scale, and I recommend it to everybody. The brand, I'm not even going to attempt this. It's OZERI. It's from Amazon. I want to say it was 10 or 11 bucks. I've had it for years. It works great. I'll link to it when I blog about this video. But it does everything you need. It's not fancy, but super reliable. I mean, I haven't even changed the batteries in however many years. It just keeps trucking along. And then I got a few questions about weighing my food. And I do weigh my food sometimes, but it just depends what it is. Like, I'll weigh nut butter, things that are like high in calories. Nut butter, I'm trying to think what else I'll weigh. I'll weigh meat, but sometimes I just don't know how much meat I'm eating, like 3 ounces versus 4 ounces or whatever. Salad dressing, sometimes I'll weigh. I'll just put it on here and weigh it real quick. I don't know. I mean, I don't weigh veggies very often. I might weigh like a sweet potato or a potato just to like give me a ballpark number of, how many ounces or grams I'm consuming. cereal, I'll just measure real quick that way. It just depends what it is. But like I said, I don't measure vegetables. I'm like, eat all the vegetables you want. They're good for you. But again, this scale, it's awesome, super affordable. So the podcast question. So I've actually gotten this a lot, and I'm not sure if I would be into the podcast thing. I think I would like it, but I almost feel like I need like a co-host or something like that. I don't think I would be that great by myself. I feel like I'm fine doing this for, 10 or 12 minutes, but to come up with like a 40-minute or hour-long podcast, I don't know how good I'd be by myself. I mean, I know you could have guests on there and everything, but I don't know. I don't know. If you know anybody that might want to do a podcast with me, let me know. But I did actually reach out to a couple of my friends that are doing podcasts now and ask them a few questions. So I'm like thinking about it. I don't know if it would happen anytime soon. We'll see. I mean, I like talking to you guys here. And then the other thing I was going to tell you guys about is if you're not part of the Carrots and Cake community group on Facebook, make sure you join. All you have to do is just request to join. But I'm launching kind of a new face of the community group, and I'm going to have more videos and interaction and freebies and all this good stuff. So make sure you're in there. I'm launching with like a whole editorial calendar and all this stuff, so it's going to be a good place to be and just a place to connect with you guys and share recipe ideas and meal prep stuff and macro questions and all that good stuff. I'm sure there'll be like dog photos and kid photos and like random stuff too. And then the question about the mid-afternoon snack attack. So this is from one of my college friends, and I've been there so many times. I'm actually the person who like snacks right before dinner a ton instead of just like waiting for dinner. I just like snack. So I totally get this. So for mid-afternoon, I would say just being like aware of that you're snacking, I think is like half the battle. Just being like, all right, this is kind of a habit. I do this every afternoon. Let's not do this. You know what I mean? So just being aware, but then just deciding if you're hungry or not. I mean, if it's just kind of like a habit and you're not really hungry, just, find things to keep yourself busy. I mean, plan like errands in the afternoon or activities or, clean the junk drawer in your house or whatever it is. And then if you are hungry, I would say eat a bigger lunch. Add some more protein, add some more healthy fats, add some more fiber, so way more veggies, or just plan a snack into your afternoon. Just say, I'm not going to snack all afternoon, but I will have a snack. And then just plan that as just a really well-balanced snack, with protein, carbs, fat, fiber, all the good stuff. But yeah, I hope those are good ideas. And I actually, one of my girlfriends bought these like carrot chips. They're kind of like sliced and like, I don't know, I should just pull them out of the fridge. But carrot chips, they're awesome. So that's like another thing, like if you're like cooking dinner and snacking on stuff like I do all the time, you can snack on some carrot chips. At least they're good for you, right? But that's all I got for now. Honestly, I'm like, I have a fever. I feel terrible. So thanks for tuning in for this episode. Definitely not my best one, but thanks for bearing with me. I don't know, yes. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna go lay down and relax.